Anyway, let's continue our logs. We have a Professor Iwata here.
Pirates from Mithril, right? I am Professor Iwata, the lead researcher of Project
Well,
Mirai.
hello.
The startup sequence is nearly complete. Please wait a moment.
Okay, he will be our Otacon of the game, I guess then. Professor Iwata, who designed the big robot we see right here. Oh, hey, cool, we can spin it around with the right analog stick. I didn't actually know that, I just decided to test it. Look at this guy. It's a really cool looking design. I really dig it. This one makes me think of Armored Core just by the blockiness. Like, from what I know about Armored Core, I think kind of their mech designs are usually very square. Like, you can draw a freaking square around this guy. Like, it's so, like, blocky. Like, that's why that pings the Armored Core off, to me, the reference. Like I said, I haven't played them. I've watched a lot of them, so I only have my impressions. Anyone who's played a lot of these stuff, please chime in. I wouldn't mind swapping ideas, swapping thoughts about this genre with somebody else, especially someone who knows more than me. It would be very helpful. Now, we also have a Temasek talk from 2069. What's shaking then?
With the assistance of technology, mankind will someday be able to more effectively share their feelings with one another. We will transcend the boundary dividing our hearts and minds. Hatred and conflict will all become obsolete.
Really now?
Enabling direct communication between technology and the human brain, and networking the human consciousness through such technology is the mission behind Project Mirai. The mission we at General Cybernetic Technology work to achieve. If we succeed, humanity, and thus society, will
lofty goals there.
We will enter this new era without weapons, without distrust, without conflict. Together, we can realize this dream as the future, the rebirth of humanity.
Of course, the only way for me to fund this humanity-connecting neural interface was to build a giant death machine, which I'm sure will help with the efforts to connect people and bring about peace. It's so funny. I loved, because this kind of navel-gazing about philosophical, like, discussion about human nature and, like, conflict and understanding is so plumb standard for several mecha genres. Gundam obviously comes to mind, if you ask me, because, like, it's a big theme in, like, all of the series. All of them? Like, most of them. I mean, hell, even the Build Fighters, which is like that tournament series where they like do tournament fights with Gundams, is kind of about connections, because everyone like ends up being friends at the end. Oh, spoilers, I guess, but it's like it's so much about learning like to respect each other and stuff. Yeah, but I really thought that was funny, and that's also in one of the Super Robot Wars, Super Robot War R for the Game Boy Advance, which is not maybe my favorite, but I really dig that one. That's the premise of the beginning of that game, is why the protagonists have built their giant robot, is that they wanted to build an energy source using quote-unquote temporal energy in that one, and they could only get the funding by building a giant robot, so like tying it to military contracting. So like, okay, in some sense it makes sense that Professor Iwata had to build this giant robot while working his amazing machines, whatever, to connect people. I don't know. Nokia was connecting people in the 90s. Like, I think the professor's a little late on that one. But okay, enough prattle. We gotta bust this mech out of Neo Aichi before the COFN get this thing. And yeah, so we are now Morgan Akin. Mirai is gonna be our co-pilot for the mech, which is also called Mirai. That's gonna get a little confusing, but what are you gonna do? Oh, emergency startup.
Generator starting up. CPU is up. Data link online. Weapon systems are armed. Particle output stable. Econ direct brain interface established.
Okay, so we're good then, I take it.
Systems all green.
Oh my god, there it goes again. Listen to that music. It's
It's
so like Hiroyuki Sawano, the composer of Gundam Unicorn, among various other. It sounds so much like I mean, I can't blame them. It's a great soundtrack, Gundam Unicorn. Like, it makes sense to me. So, for now, we only have the blade to use, I think. Oh, no, we can use the gun. Whoops. But we'll use the blade. So, the blade is left trigger, and if I don't have a lock-on, I just take swings at the air with our energy blade. But if I lock onto an enemy, you can see there's a crossed blade symbol. It disappears when I get too far from the enemy. I can't actually get too far in this room. But when you have that symbol, we will auto dash to the enemy, like so, to make combat a little easier. All right, now let's use this. Oh, so let's try to work our magic here. So far so good. Mirai plays just like the M3 previously, but we've got this close combat weapon. Cut down that Strelki. By the way, I mentioned the Crocodile, which was the Hein D's Russian name. Shilka is also a Soviet weapon. It's an anti-aircraft platform that was used in the 80s. So there's some theme in this game. It might be inspired by, again, Call of Duties and other modern military shooters, which have a lot of Russian tech in them by having the mechs named after Russian stuff in this. So here's where I start to get a little bit overwhelmed by the game, where we start to get more and more weapons. For now, we have this railgun. It acts like a sniper rifle, basically, so we can shoot these guys from afar. Oh, wow, I'm doing wow. Previous times I had to kind of cut through people at the end, but okay, let's actually... Oh, we got some backup. Oh, how many are there? 1, 2, 3 M1s. Hey, they mentioned that the Takao carries 3 mechs. So that's kind of cool. Okay, new weapon, Smart Missile. So that'll lock onto enemies even without us locking on. So it's going to be useful in a moment. Come on, Delta Squad, open up the door for us. We gotta bust out of this colony. There we go. And supplies! Let's get some distance, cuz. There we go, and I believe we had some regular old enemies. Oh, they're all down there? Alright. Oh, wow, there's way more than just 3 mechs. Okay, I think Neo Aichi has its own defense crew as well. Oops. There we go, launch some smart missiles again. And now what we got distance, we'll just snipe with our railgun for now. We don't have a limit to ammo as far as I can tell.
Psychodrone is now usable.
Please give Psychodrone.
Alright, I'll do that.
The Psychodrone will attack at
like, we do have to reload, but we have an unending amount of stuff to throw at the enemies. Thank you, Professor. For example, this Psychodrone. Although, listen to what the Mirai, our pilot, says when I launch this in a second. We just lock onto an enemy here. She just straight up calls them funnels, and Gundam fans will know exactly what we're talking about. People who haven't watched Gundam might be like, what is the deal with the funnel? A funnel is a super overpowered weapon in the Gundam series. They're called funnels or bits or... I think funnels and bits. Basically, they're like mind-controlled guns that like fly independently and fire as a swarm around the enemy and fire on them, and they're like super OP in the series. Uh-oh, this crocodile is screwed. Boom. Let me just launch some more psychodrones. So, I don't know if you were paid attention there because I was rambling again. Oop. When I'm locked onto an enemy, the psychodrones will just swarm that enemy like an overpowered funnel from Gundam. But if I'm not locked onto an enemy, the funnels will actually help us out in avoiding missiles. Like, they'll shoot missiles down. They'll, like, swarm around me. Let me just do that real quick. So they'll, like, swarm around me as protection to keep these missiles off my back. Which makes an interesting dichotomy. I want to, like, kind of be careful whether when I lock onto an enemy or if I want to lock onto the enemy, because once I lock onto the enemy, the funnels are gonna go after them. Uh-oh, got missiles. Of course, that's why we have these other toys. For example, we have one more new toy that we almost missed. We have decoys. Boop. So those just throw like these balloon decoys that will distract the enemy, I assume. Now let's watch if I launch the funnels after this Corvette, this Justicia class Corvette. And they'll just chew through the health, these funnels. They're those bits flying around over there. Uh-oh, the Corvette's flying inside the colony. Get out of there, you're gonna hurt innocents. I gotta take this Corvette out. Missiles are my bane in this game, by the way. I have a ton of trouble dealing with missiles. They, once lots of them start coming after me.
Good work. Takao will pick you up in a moment. Please wait.
Roger that, Ingrid. Coming in for pickup.
I entrust Mirai, I mean the human Mirai, under your care.
How come?
Please raise her to be a good person.
Okay.
Professor. You are always welcome on our ship at any time, Professor.
Alright, well, good job, guys. Let's fly off then.
We're being engaged by long-range ion cannon artillery. The reading suggested that they're from the Kirov-class destroyer.
Oh dear.
That destroyer shouldn't be able to find us on radar, let alone engaging us from that sort of distance. It must be using a recon squadron for remote visual targeting.
Oh no! We're being tracked by all these guys?
So far, all the shots have missed, but their aim is getting better.
Oh boy.
If Takao uses weapons to take these battle frames out, our position will be compromised. We will break our silent run, crank out active jammer, accelerate...
Oh, interesting. We're like kind of stealthing about here, I guess is the implication.
Would you like Mirai to intercept them?
But right now, Mirai doesn't have any weapons.
Oh, you unloaded all the guns? Why?
The psychodrone is still attached to its
I guess
wings,
maintenance.
right? That should be
I don't
enough.
know.
And Pirate Son, I mean, Mr. Morgan, we'd get accustomed to the psychodrone better too.
Alright, I guess that's our best option then. Is use the drones. So yeah, this next mission is basically one more tutorial mission. Before we jump into that, let's have a chat about let's pontificate some more about our mechs and the political situation and philosophy, of course. Can't mechs and philosophy. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
The GCTX-01 is the world's first 4th generation Battleframe. Its onboard AI reads the pilot's brainwaves, enhancing the control the pilot
Fair
has
enough.
over the frame. These brainwaves must be very strong and very focused. There are few who possess this strength of the mind. Mirai is the only worthy candidate I have found thus far.
Goodness. So again, leaning on the Gundams. They're kind of like psychics in Gundam. They're called new types, or well, in the original UC Gundam, they're called new types. There are other types of like kind of psychics in later series, and they're kind of like a big deal in the plot usually, cause like they are kind of the only people who can connect with these more advanced weaponry, like this mech that we're talking here, and their like reaction speeds are like suitable for piloting the most high-powered mechs. In fact, it's kind of funny, in the first original Gundam, the pilot Amuro, when his new type powers, like Blossom, he becomes too fast for his Gundam. Like, they have to upgrade the Gundam near the end of the series to keep up with his reflexes. Also, in other references, again with Macross, that white and red paint scheme on the Mirai really makes me think of Hikaru Ichijo's VF-1J Valkyrie in Macross. I mean, white with red accents is a really striking color scheme, and it's not just the Valkyrie. I mean, obviously the Gundam Unicorn is the most famous at the moment, I think, with big white armor with those red glowy bits. But this is just a paint job, the red on the Mirai here, which is why that made me think of the Valkyrie when I first saw this guy. Well, I thought of an Armored Core mech, but it's been given... It's like if Hikaru was piloting a Armored Core mech from... Like, he was just like, nah, Valkyries, nah, I'm done with those. Give me one of these boys. Why has Armored Core never been in Super Robot Wars? I just thought about it. They've had game series a couple of times. They had Virtual On. Like, why on earth hasn't Armored Core ever? It seems like the From Software would be very cool with that as well. Well, who am I to say? Anyway, Professor Iwata, why don't you share us your ideology while we prepare to intercept the enemy?
Humanity cannot progress if we cannot unite as one. We cannot trust our own species, because we build walls around our hearts and minds, protect ourselves from those who would seek to do us harm. But without trust, we breed only pride, greed, and hatred, which only creates more distrust. With this technology, we will dissolve these wars. We will create a world without boundaries.
Okay.
I don't understand.
What is it, Mirai?
Well, no, it's nothing.
Okay, that was also Morgan speaking up for the first time there. Like, we are not a silent protagonist, apparently. I thought that was funny because that's really kind of... I think myself and several people might be scratching their heads a little bit at that, so that's really echoing our thoughts. I mean, I get the gist of this. It's the very standard, try to understand people. Yeah. Our misunderstanding and apprehension is what divides us, basically. I get all that, but... Alright, what's our episode time? Oh, we got like 20 minutes still. We might even sneak in the next mission, because this game, these missions breeze by pretty fast, don't they? So, alright, Mirai, let's go in and stop those bogeys on our tail. This is fun. We get this little angle that shows off our cruiser, the Takao. It's a cool design. It's a little spacey. I don't know if it needs to be so like spaceship looking when I don't think we go to space. I don't know.
When Mirai spreads her wings, new psychodrones are ready to launch.
Right.
More psychodrones in
It's
the
those
air.
big wing bits on the Mirai's back.
Don't
Whoa.
forget that right now you don't
Bogeys
have any
over there.
weapons except Psychodrone. So please avoid close range engagement.
So in this mission, we only have the psycho drones as mentioned.
If you want the psychodrone to engage any target, just initiate lock-on.
So, and this is like a tutorial mission for just the psycho drones, since they're like such an involved weapon, these so-called funnels. Look, our wings are gone now while the drones are deployed, as you can see. Oh god! Maybe I should not get this close, but... We do have a sword in this mission, so this is an option, but I've already lost like a fifth of my health.
There's another squadron. This one comprises of Mi-24 cannon.
Uh-oh, cannon-armed crocodiles.
You should be able to lock on to the target now.
Yeah, get in there. Look at that health bar go down, and that's a crocodile. Those are
Think it's
not...
safer to keep some distance.
Those are not little robots, but the funnels are just tearing through them. So yeah, so basically, like, this is just the waves of enemies, and we're like seeing the various functions of the funnels as we do this. I'm just helping blow these guys up a little bit with our sword.
Missiles. Just release the target rock. Psychodrones will help intercept.
Yeah, I mentioned that last mission.
New hostile squadron has arrived. It's a large squadron of Mi-24.
Oh jeez, missile boats.
All of them are missile type.
So this was gonna be practice to see if we can switch between locking onto the enemy and turning off to stop missiles, because oh, nope, come on. Look at those psycho drones, those funnels. Just fly in there and rip that guy apart. I'm gonna sneak with some flares in there. I'm a little scared. I'm also gonna boost myself away. Whoa. I like this speed line. It's like we're speeding along. High-speed chase. It's a little basic, but I get what they were going for. Come on, funnels, rip that crocodile apart. Oh. Oh, God. Whoa! Alright, and then move back in. I've got one more missile! Wow. Ouch! Pinged me. Let's drop some flares as well. It's not like we're not allowed to use flares. Go. It looks like once crocodiles are about to half health, get in there and cut them apart. Oh man, I'm losing too much health. Like, not for this mission, but in thinking of future missions. Oh, gee. Alright, cool. Good job. Good job, psycho drones. Oh boy. Also, you can just turn off lock by turning the camera
Combat
away.
area neutralized. Enemy ship has stopped firing ion cannon. Well done.
Alright, that went pretty well, I'd say.
Remember the last engagement. It appeared that those ion cannon volleys are fired from this.
No, that's our
Celis
mech.
Taurus,
Oh, that one.
A critical asset of Children of Fallen Nation and the flagship for Jennifer Carrera.
Oh.
Their second in command.
Oh.
Today, we'll sink the Celestaris and capture Jennifer Carrera. So please listen carefully. I am going to keep this brief.
I'm all ears, ma'am.
Celestaris is a modified UCN's Keto-class destroyer.
Ah,
The main weapon is the ion cannon.
this was
in
the
the
thing
front.
chasing us
There's
then, yes.
two BLS systems located on the ship's topside. But what's most dangerous about the battle frames is the anti-air missile systems located on both sides.
Oh wow, yes, that is a lot of
Good news is,
missiles.
The system will take a while to activate. The ship has the ability to track multiple airborne targets and intercept multiple missiles at once. We expect that its missiles interception system is almost.
Aha! So no use using missiles ourselves then.
There's a high chance you'll encounter Jennifer in her personal battle frame, a heavily modified.
Oh no, look at this
You
guy.
have to engage. We advise you to stay
Fighting
away
with
from her
twin
machine gun.
SMGs.
That's all you need to know. I have to say this again. This is not an easy task. If the Air Force is the one doing this, they'll have to use an entire wing.
Oh, that's... Ooh. Probably they meant to say if the Air Force were doing this, they'd have to use an entire wing. That may have been a bit of a translation snafu there. It happens. So, before we launch on this critical mission, what's our episode? We just got 10 minutes. That might be a little short. Let's listen to these couple of briefings, and then I will hype myself up. I think we'll do this next time, because this is where I died on my first outing with this game. My first death came here. I wasn't playing very smartly. Like, I was taking too many risks, got dinged by too many missiles. But this is like the first boss fight. Like, it's like we've done enough tutorials, now it's time for proper action, and it should be challenging, I think. But look, let's just listen to some logs, and then we'll catch you on the next episode to try and beat Jennifer Carrera. So,
Professor Iwata is away at his lab this morning.
Hey, do we have to take Mirai out into combat? I know she's skilled, but she's just...
yeah, what's up with that?
It's okay, Morgan. I can do this. My father implanted my brain with the receptor chip.
What?
And I've been training in the simulator since I was very young. I was built. I was born to pilot this.
Oh my god!
Your father? You mean Professor Iwata?
Don't worry. I am fully capable of protecting my co-pilot. I am ready to accomplish the task at hand.
Criminy.
She speaks as though she's more prepared for this than the soldiers over twice her age here. But she sounds so hollow, emotionless. Somehow I feel kind of sorry for this girl.
Like she said, she was born into this. She never had a choice, and she knows it. Let's just hope she believes in what she's fighting for.
Well, again, we are riffing heavily on the mecha genre, so child soldiers who have been, like, genetically bred for war are pretty par for the course once again. Like, there's a lot of series, not just Gundam with the LP pulls and whatnot, but actually I'm scratching my head. What other series has, like... Oh yeah, well, she's not a pilot, but Ruri in Nadeshiko is like an emotionless young girl who, like, I think was a test tube baby. I don't remember Nadeshiko very well, even though I love that series, but I don't remember that part very well. And then I guess there's everyone in Fafnir is kind of like that. Oh yeah, and Evangelion, obviously. So, okay, so sure, it's par for the course, but it's still kind of messed up. Like, oh my god, I hope we have a happy ending for Mirai, because that sounded really miserable. That description of her life trajectory there. Oh goodness. Well, who is saying what? I don't know, but the world has to hear those words.
Once the data reaches the internet, like anything else, it's there forever.
Huh.
Well, hear my word. Despite all the societal collapse, there are still people alive on the surface. I grew up there. Life is really hard. The contamination left most of the population sterilized. So kids like me are the last generation of...
Oh my god!
Born shortly after the wealthy built their flying cities.
So again, I'm like, are we the bad guys? Like, okay, no, if they're actually doing acts of terrorism, like, that's messed up. obviously. Like, I can't really support them there. But oh my god, if life is that miserable on the surface, and, like, those who were able were just, okay, well, sucks to be you, gotta be in our flying cities, you know, being not radiated, like I totally get why there would be a ton of resentment on the surface. And I really hope what they said about the coalition at the start is, like, true, that someone is working to help out the surface people, you know, like, not just leaving them to die to everything on the surface, because otherwise I would feel really bad about the whose side I am on at the moment.
How are we supposed to get past that ion cannon?
The Takao is equipped with experimental cloaking technology. We can go invisible for a few minutes. The system generates tremendous heat, so there's a cooldown period after each use. Because of the heavy blizzard and barren landscape we're headed into, this is the perfect mission to quit to
I get it.
test.
The cold weather
The target area deep inside
increases the
territory?
operational time.
The target is miles outside any populated areas. Far enough from the terrorists think it's safe to hide in a large destroyer. We should be able to get in and out without any problems.
Okay, well, that's the mission we'll be embarking on, but yeah, I'm ending now. It's a good time as any before we jump into a huge mission with you know, I wonder if that fancy special custom mech they showed is going to show up as a boss fight. So yeah, you can look forward to that next time. So we are going to rumble with that. But yeah, this is Project Nimbus. It's it wears its inspirations on its sleeve very blatantly, I might add, but oh my god, do I love it, because I love this genre and I love this stuff. So, like, so far I am in for this. I hope I still enjoyed at the end and I don't become a frustrated mess, because, you know, it turns out to be really difficult. Oh. Yeah, well, we'll worry about that once we get to that point. But for now, look forward to some more action next time. Goodbye, guys!